Hi, everyone. In today's business world, it really doesn't matter what industry you're in or what size your company is, but sustainability is becoming this business essential. You just have to have it. My name is Lindsay Hampson. I'm a sustainability consultant at ThisRock. I'm going to show you in this video why professional sustainability reporting services and outputs are critical when you think about sustainability in 2025 and 2026 and beyond. So if you have a couple minutes, stick with me and we'll go over it. The right sustainability reporting, and I'm not talking about it getting super complex right from the start, but the right reporting, for example, starting to track energy consumption or waste, it can really kind of transform your business strategy and let you say yes to more questions from your prospects and customers. Professional reporting services don't just make your data look pretty, but they make it right. So making sure that you're able to share your scope 1 or scope 2 emissions, for example, in a super transparent, nice looking report that's credible and actionable is important. So in this video, I'm going to look at some real examples of companies that have improved their ESG or sustainability scores. I'm going to look at some top reporting frameworks that you may have heard. Get ready, there's going to be a bunch of acronyms. And you can see how you can kind of streamline this by getting the process a little more efficient, not taking up so much time when you have to report every year. One client of ours identified changes that saved hundreds of thousands of dollars annually. And it also, bonus, helps them score better the next time they went for a sustainability rating. Another thing is enhancing transparency and trust. So clear, consistent, usually that's annual, reporting builds trust with maybe your investors or your big customers or even your employees. Businesses that embrace sustainability reporting, in my opinion, often saw this uptick in reporting ratings. So maybe, for example, they did an EcoVadis rating and they got 50% last year. Well, if they can enhance their reporting, they can typically get higher than that, a 60 or a 70, for example. There really are so many and maybe too many reporting frameworks in sustainability. I think year over year and over time, we're going to see them merge into just a few winners. There are a million that I could talk about right now, but three key ones that we typically see are GRI, Global Reporting Initiative. We see SASB, the Sustainable Accounting Standards Boards, which has been looped into the ISSB, yet another acronym. SASB is what I have my certification in. And there's also CDP, the Carbon Disclosure Project. You may have also heard of the Task Force on Climate-Related Financial Disclosures, the CSRD. There are many more. GRI helps you meet global stakeholder expectations with comprehensive disclosures. SASB focuses more on industry-specific needs. They're tracking, I think, 77 industries. Research shows companies using SASB have improved ESG ratings by 80% because they're looking at the material issues for a company like theirs. And finally, the CDP, or the Carbon Disclosure Project, is the go-to for climate disclosures. And honestly, it helps businesses be way more transparent, specifically about their environmental impact. I mentioned others. This video would be too long if I did them all. So how does the process work typically? Well, usually there's this initial assessment that you would do. You would start evaluating your environmental performance or your social performance. Maybe you'd look at ethics. Did you have any corruption incidents, for example? And you'd identify areas for improvement. This is typically also talking about material issues for your business. So if you don't manufacture anything, maybe we're not looking at water, for example, right? Framework selection, you would pick the framework or sustainability standard or reporting method, for example. You would match it. So typically where we would get this from is, what is your large customer asking of you? Maybe it's only CDP. Or maybe, you're going to do EcoVadis and reporting framework of SASB is accepted, for example. Or you can do a combination. If you go to one of the largest companies in the world, you can think about Google, Amazon, or Pepsi, for example. You can take a look at their sustainability reporting and you can see they wouldn't have chosen one reporting framework. Maybe they do 2 or 3. Then you would do data collection. This is where kind of the magic happens of gathering all that data in an accurate way. This would be getting energy bills for a baseline year, natural gas bills, all the miles that your car drove, for example. And you would want this data to be reliable. So if you're a small company with only one location, Excel or Google Sheets is probably fine. But if you're a company with 31 countries and multiple thousands of locations, you're probably going to want to use a software tool. Finally, reporting and review, you would finalize a compliant investor ready or, auditable ready report that you can share with employees, you can put on your website and so on. And you want to make sure that any data you ever put in a report, you could always backtrack to. So I always try to get as close to the raw data as I can when I'm helping a client. I tell them, don't be afraid to send me all of the PDFs of your energy bills for last year. Like I can calculate the numbers and I'm going to put all those bills in a folder so that if we're ever asked where we got those numbers, we got them right here. We can point to them. I hope this video was helpful to you. Sustainability reporting, honestly, is not just about checking the boxes and compliance, but usually it leads to unlocking some kind of money saving opportunity because you do realize you're spending all this money on energy, for example, or you were doing something and now you have a baseline and you really can start reducing your impact and usage and maybe saving some money too. But also bonus, it builds trust. It helps you stay competitive, saying yes, to when you're asked about sustainability by your large customer, for example. So I hope this was helpful to you. If you ever have any questions about sustainability reporting services or the types of reporting frameworks that you want to go ahead and do, feel free to reach out. Again, my name is Lindsay Hampson. I'm the president of ThisRock, and we're happy to help.